Hello everyone and welcome to Brain Blitz Audios. Today, we will be starting off a new series titled CAT Curriculum. Now, CAT stands for the Common Admissions Test that's used for the Indian Institutes of Management. So if you want to join the Indian Institute of Management, then you've got to attempt a couple of exams. One of them is CAT, or the Common Admissions Test. Now, CAT contains various it's sectioned into various parts. Today we'll be looking at some previous year questions from the section titled Data Interpretation and Logical Reasoning. Now this is shortened to DILR, so we'll be looking at DILR, or Data Interpretation and Logical Reasoning. Now let's start off. This is a question from CAT 2017. Now, basically, in CAT, some of the questions involve a lot of explanations. So we have a paragraph of explaining followed by questions. Now you need to read the information given below and answer the questions that follow. Healthy Bites is a fast food joint serving 3 items: burgers, fries, and ice cream. It has 2 employees, Anish and Bani, who prepare the items ordered by the clients. Now, the preparation time is 10 minutes for a burger and 2 minutes for an order of ice cream. An employee can prepare only one of these items at a time. The fries are prepared in an automatic fryer, which can prepare up to 3 portions of fries at a time and takes 5 minutes, irrespective of the number of portions. The fryer does not need an employee to constantly attend to it, and we can ignore the time taken by an employee to start and stop the fryer. Thus, an employee can be engaged in preparing other items while the frying is on. However, fries cannot be prepared in anticipation of future orders. Healthy Bites wishes to serve the orders as early as possible. The individual items in any order are served as and when ready. However, the order is considered to be completely served only when all the items of that order are served. The table below gives the orders of 3 clients and the times at which they placed their orders. Now, client number 1 at 10, 1 burger, 3 portions of fries, 1 order of ice cream. Client number 2, 10:05, 2 portions of fries, 1 order of ice cream. Client number 3, 10:07, 1 burger, 1 portion of fries. Assume that only one client's order can be processed at any given point of time. So Anish or Bani cannot start preparing a new order while a previous order is being prepared. Now, associated to the given information, we have 4 separate questions. Let's start off with the first question. At what time is the order placed by client 1 completely served? 10:17, 10:10, 10:15, 10:20. Now, let's go back home and see what did client 1 actually order. So, all right, now before we do that, so we have fast food joint, burgers, fries, and ice cream, 2 employees, Anish and Bani. Now, preparation time is 10 minutes for a burger, 2 minutes for an order of ice cream. And fries, you can prepare up to 3 portions, and it takes 5 minutes regardless of the number of portions. And the fryer does not need an employee to constantly attend to it, while the others can prepare only 1 item at a time. Now, individual items are served as and when ready. However, order is completely served only when all of the items are served. Now, I just highlighted these information because it's really important when we start solving the questions. Now, when we look at client 1, the order time of client 1 is 10 a.m. We're considering it to be 10 a.m., of course. So at 10, client 1 ordered a burger, 3 portions of fries, and 1 order of ice cream. All right. So client 1 starts at 10 a.m. Now the client the order of client 1. Now, we know that he ordered a burger. Now, this takes 10 minutes to prepare. He ordered 3 portions of fries. Now, up to 3 portions, you can take 5 minutes, irrespective of how many portions you're frying. And finally, 1 ice cream, which takes 2 minutes. Now, remember, we still have both employees working on the single order. So one of them, let's say Anish, will work on the burger for 10 minutes, and the burger would be ready by 10:10. Now, meanwhile, Anish or Bani can start start frying the fries in the automatic fryer, and it would be ready by 10:05, at which point it will be served. Now, the ice cream, again, while Anish, for instance, is working on the burger, the other person, Bani, can work on the ice cream. So the ice cream can, preparation can start at 10 and it can end at 10:02. So at 10:02, the ice cream was served. At 10:05, the fries were served. And at 10:10, the burger was served. So when everything was served at 10:10, so therefore the right answer to the question is option B, 10:10. So basically, the idea is since there are 2 employees, they can work on separate dishes. And since the fries don't require attending, they can be started along with another dish. So the fries were started with the burger, and the ice cream was started separately at the same time. And by doing that, we found out that client 1 was completely served by 10:10. Now let's look at another question. At what time is the order placed by client 3 completely served? All right. So we know that client 1 was finished at 10:10. Now remember, clients 2 and 3 put in their orders at 10:05 and 10:07 respectively. So because of that, because of the fact that we need to process only one client at a time, the client 2 can only be processed after 10:05. I mean after 10:10. So if we look at client 2, his order began to be processed at 10:10. Now he ordered 2 fries, which took 5 minutes, and 1 ice cream, which takes 2 minutes. So basically, one person can attend to it. So by 10:12, the ice cream was served, and by 10:15, the fries were served. So therefore, client 2 finished at 10:15. Now we still have client 3's order as well. So client 3's order can only be started to process. Let's rephrase that. So client 2 was completely served at 10:15 a.m. That's the time when we can begin to process client 3. So when we go back to question 2, so by understanding when was client 2 completely served, we know that client 3's order started processing at 10:15. Now, what did client 3 order? When we look at it, it's 1 burger, 1 portion of fries. Okay, let's go back to question 2. So 1 burger, 1 portion of fries. So 1 burger takes 10 minutes. 1 fries takes 5 minutes. So again, irrespective of the number of portions, fries take 5 minutes. Now, the fries were served at 10:20, 5 minutes after the order was started. And the burger was served after 10 minutes, so that would be at 10:25. Now, since the client got both of his dishes at 10:25. That means option C, 10:25, turns out to be the right option. So the other options are incorrect, because if it was 10:17, that would be only one ice cream. 10:22 means it would be it wouldn't happen, because even if it was um, ice cream and fries, it would be at 10:20. 10:35, again, that would require around 2 burgers. So since it's 1 burger and 1 fries, so therefore option C, 10:25, is the right option. Now let's look at question 3. Now over here, they tweaked the conditions a little bit. Now here it says, suppose the employees are allowed to process multiple orders at a time, but the preference would be to finish orders of clients who placed their orders earlier. At what time is the order placed by client 2 completely served? All right. Now, what is the change here? Now, over here, if you look at the initial information given, it says that only one client's order can be processed at any given amount of time. Now, that meant that we could only start with client 2 after finishing client 1. However, the new conditions, if you look at them, it says that now you're allowed to process multiple orders at a time. So so basically what that means is both employees who earlier were restricted to working on one client can now process more than one client. So they'll be able to process more than one client order at the same time, just making sure that the client who ordered earlier gets his food first as much as possible. Now when this condition is inserted, the entire timing of when the orders are served changes. So when we go, in order for this to work, we need to go back to the entire situation. Client 1, 10, client 2, 10:05, client 3, 10:07. Now, in order for this to work, let's start off with client 1. Now, his order was started at 10 a.m. Again, 1 burger takes 10 minutes. 3 fries actually. So 3 fries takes 5 minutes. And 1 ice cream takes 2 minutes. So these values are still the same. So again, served at 10:10, 10:05, 10:02. Now remember, when we're looking at client 2 here, client 2 placed his order at 10:05. Now, suppose if one of the employees was free at 10:05, then he or she is now free to process that order instead of waiting for client 1 to be completely served. So that's the main difference when we look at the scenarios for questions 3 and 4. So client 2's order was submitted at 10:05, and if you look at it, the ice cream and fries for client 1 were already served. Let's consider Anish works on the burger. That means Bonnie would be working on the ice cream and the fries, and she is free at 10:05. Now, client 2 places his or her order at 10:05, and the order is, 2 fries and 1 ice cream. So 2 fries takes 5 minutes, served at 10:10. 1 ice cream takes 2 minutes, served at 10:07. Now, as you can see, by the time Anish finishes the burger for client 1, Bonnie would be able to finish client 2's entire order. So therefore, the 2 fries takes 5 minutes, so that will be served at 10:10. The ice cream takes less, 2 minutes, so she can serve it earlier at 10:07. So therefore, option A, 10:10, is the right option here. 10:12 is incorrect, 10:15 is incorrect, 10:17 is incorrect. Because at 10:15, if it was 10:15, then they would have to take a burger. 10:17 would mean 2 ice creams at minimum. Even that wouldn't have worked. 10:12 and 10:17 would require massive orders, whose combinations would involve using ice creams and fries, would involve using burgers and ice creams and fries and so on. So let's not dive into that. The important thing is, by putting in the new condition where employees are allowed to process multiple orders at a time, we got 10:10 as the time at which client 2 was completely served. All right. Now let's look at question 4. This is the final question for this particular episode and for the scenario as a whole. Again, same condition. They're allowed to process multiple orders at a time. Preference would be to finish orders of clients who placed their orders earlier. Now we assume that the 4th client came in only at 10:35. Now between 10:10 and 10:30, for how many minutes is exactly one of the employees idle? All right. Now is it 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 23 minutes? Now let's go back to the previous question. All right. Now it says client 1 was served at 10 a.m. Client 2 was served at 10:05. Client 3 began his order at 10:07, if you look at it correctly. So yeah, client 3, 10:07, 1 burger, 1 portion of fries. So let's go back to 3. 10:07, 1 burger took 10 minutes, and that's 10:17. 1 fries takes 5 minutes, and that's at 10:12. Okay, so basically, client 3 completely served in the new scenario at 10:17. Now we need to find out how many minutes is exactly one of the employees idle. Now, what does idle mean? The term idle here refers to not, processing food. So say someone finished off the burger and is waiting for the next order, or say he's finished the ice cream and waiting for the fries to completely fry in the automatic fryer, then those are times when he or she is idle. Okay, so let's calculate it for Anish and Bani by going back to clients 1, 2, and 3. Now, client 1, let's say Anish was in charge of the burger. He takes 10 minutes to complete it. In the meantime, Bani finishes off with the ice cream at 10:02, and at 10:05 she serves the fries. And what does that mean? It means between 10:02 and 10:05, Bani is idle. All right, so Bani has 3 minutes. Now, at 10:05, Anish is still preoccupied with the burger. So Bani makes the ice cream and the fries and keeps the fries in the thing. However, at 10:07, we have client 3. So Bani now decides to work on the burger, and she also puts in another batch of fries at 10. 07. So now, in order to speed things up, Anish would be serving them the fries at 10:10 and also the fries at 10:12. Now, the reason why Anish can do that because it's two fries here and one fries, two portions for client 2 and one portion for client 3. So that totally amounts to 10 minutes, totally amounts to 3 portions, which is the maximum capacity of the automatic fryer. It's just that the um, time that it takes in would be the time that both 2 portions and 1 portion are put in the fryer would be different. So that means their cooking time would be staggered by that delay. So Bonnie would be working on the burger from 10:07 to 10:17. At 10:12, the fries would be there, and Anish would serve those. So Bonnie has 3 minutes. However, if you look at Anish, again, when we look at idle time, we're not calculating the serving, where the employee goes to the customer and serves their order. That is not considered as work, so it comes under idle time. So if you look at it, Anish would end working on the first burger for client 1, and client 3 ends their order at 10:17. So Anish is idle during this time. So Anish has 7 minutes, Bonnie has 10 minutes. Now, between 10 o'clock and 10:30 is what's given in the question. However, um, client 3 is served at 10:17. Now that means you have 13 minutes roughly to reach 10:30 and 5 minutes after for client 4 to come in. Now, the last part of question 4 says, for how many minutes is exactly one of the employees idle? Now, since it says exactly 1, that means the time from 10:17 to 10:30 is not counted as both employees are idle. So here the question says exactly 1. So we can combine the idle times of both Anish and Bonnie together, but we cannot factor in the time when both of them are idle, because that would be in violation of the condition of the question, which says exactly one of the employees. So Anish was idle for 7 minutes, Bonnie was idle for 3 minutes, and 7 plus 3, of course, gives you 10. So option B, 10, is the right answer. Option A, 7, is only for Anish. Option C, 15. Option D, 23 are incorrect. Now, some people might argue 23 would be right because, if you factor in 10 and 13, that would give us 23. However, these 13 minutes are for both employees, which is incorrect. So option B, 10 minutes, turns out to be the right option. Now, that concludes this particular episode of CAT Curriculum. We hope you found this episode interesting and informative. For more of our useful and interesting content, whether it's related to CAT curriculum or with regards to any of our other educational content, don't forget to subscribe to Brain Blitz Audios. You can also hit the bell icon present below the video to get the latest notifications about our channel, whether it's CAT Curriculum or any of our other content. So until the next episode, take care, stay safe, ta-ta for now.